Thanks again for being with us this afternoon. So about an hour or so ago, we got quite a few pictures and videos from some of our viewers out there asking about something that kind of freaked them out a little bit.
Yeah.
This was something that was maybe a little suspicious in the clouds. So talk to us about what we're seeing with this video and maybe what that is too.
Well, the photos and reports that we had were from the Granger area and also the Georgetown area of what, at least at first impression here, would be to our eye and many of the viewers that sent in these pictures to be that of a funnel cloud. You can see the rotation there. You could see it's lifted off the ground, so there's no sign that this is actually on the ground. But it came in an area without a strong or even severe thunderstorm. And it came at the point that the National Weather Service, even because we double checked with them, there was no rotation detected here in this thunderstorm. So we have no definitive reason about what caused this, but we can make some educated guesses based on what was happening in the atmosphere at the time. And our thoughts are that this may have been a land spout funnel cloud. Now, what these are caused by is the convergence of wind boundaries coming together in one place. And where that air meets, it can't go down because the ground is down. So then it is forced up and it starts to spin. Now, usually these are relatively weak in nature, but according to some research I did behind the scenes here, they can get to some pretty incredible strength given how they are formed, and that doesn't include a supercell thunderstorm. So while they're usually weak in nature, then they can still do and cause damage. This one looked to have lasted for about a minute and a half, according to some reports we had from emergency managers in the Georgetown area. Now, for this to be a land spout tornado or funnel cloud, the parent cloud, meaning the clouds above, aren't actually rotating. It's more of a land-generated spin up rather than one that is formed from the clouds in the sky. Think about it in some sort of way like when you're at the grocery store parking lot and the leaves start to spin and they go up. That's because air masses are colliding and being forced up because the parking lot of the grocery store is in the way and not allowing that wind to go down. These are very hard to predict, hard to detect. Often the rotation is so low down to the ground and so brief that these can come and go without anyone noticing that they were even there. Certainly from a national weather perspective or our perspective when we're checking the radar for them. But this may have been what happened earlier today in parts of Williamson County, Granger, also spotted from Leander, Georgetown as well. So in case you saw it, this may have been what it was. All right, let's take you out to Llano right now. Our camera there showing you the building cumulus clouds that are trying to develop some additional thunderstorms. So we do have severe thunderstorms moving through San Saba and Lampasas County, and Burnett County are likely to be next as this powerful storm with what the National Weather Service are labeling as destructive hail is moving right along the county line, San Saba and Lampasas, right down toward you in Burnett County. So next up, Burnett County, we want you to get ready for at least the threat for some truly massive hail. We're also watching the rotation closely. This has shown signs of broad rotation, nothing that at this point would give us immediate concern for a tornado, but the atmosphere may be right for a spin up here today. And you just see now a brand new severe thunderstorm warning extended into northern Burnett County. That's what the flashing orange is. So if you're in northern Burnett County, indoors away from windows because of the potential for up to 3-inch diameter hail. And that includes you in Lake Victor. As far as our concerns today, flash flooding is one of them, a 1 to 2 out of 4 flash flooding risk in place. And our severe weather risk is a 2 out of 5, including all the hill country, most of the metro, Milam County, parts of Bastrop, and Lee counties. And as we've mentioned, the main threats today, large to very large hail, damaging wind, an isolated tornado possible, but also some localized flash flooding as well. So let's time out the arrival of these storms because they're building in the hill country in an isolated way, but they're expected to grow in coverage as we wrap up the afternoon and head into the evening. Notice 6 o'clock, these storms are a little deeper into the hill country, Mason, Llano, more of Burnett County. Then as we get closer to 7, we start seeing these storms entering parts of the northwestern Austin metro. Williamson County, far western Travis County may be dealing with storms as we see the early evening to mid-evening begin. And then the storm coverage grows a little bit more as these storms dive southeast into Austin, say between about 7 and 8. And then the storm cluster continues to dive off to the southeast, 9 o'clock, impacting more of our eastern counties. And then as we get closer to 10, those storms pulling out of our area. That's why, in part, the National Weather Service ending our severe thunderstorm watch at 10, because it expects most of those storms will be long gone by the time we get past 10 o'clock, or at least, say, not quite long gone, but out of the area. Then we get through tomorrow morning, some low clouds to start your day, and then we see developing sun into the afternoon, and it is possible we get more storms to develop later on tomorrow afternoon and especially tomorrow night. So 60% of central Texas getting rain and storms as we wrap up the afternoon and head into the night tonight. That means that not all areas will, but many of us will. 69 degrees for your overnight low. For those that get rain, looks like a ½ inch to up to 2 inches of rain expected with some localized higher amounts. Tomorrow the clouds turning to a sun-cloud mix. Should be a hotter day thanks to plenty of sunshine and a south-southeasterly breeze, but late in the day we'll be watching out for another round of storms. 30% rain chances tomorrow. There's another severe weather risk. 1 out of 5 for most of us, 2 out of 5 northwest of Austin. Here's a look at our first warning weather 7-day forecast. So you can see those rainfall chances do drop even more for Friday at just 20%. 10 to 20% chances of rain and storms over the weekend, 10% chance on Monday, those chances up to 20% Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll keep tracking those severe storms as they march into Burnett County here coming up.